back to the end of another week. We are out and about, and we're gonna do a quick little walk around while I'll let you know what's been going on this week. It was my birthday week. Unfortunately, we didn't do much because Francis hurt his back, so our plans for celebrating got postponed. However, I did get a lot done in the garden. I organized up here. I put a little pallet organizer up to try to get everything that was here up and off the floor. So there's a pallet back there, and then everything else is on top. What I may end up doing is actually replacing this and doing getting two or three matching pallets and putting them in front of each other so that I have more little cubbies to organize things. But for now, I'm using the one pallet, and I'm just going to kind of see how that works for me. I got some things planted in the chicken space, and I started doing cleanup because we are well and truly in our Persephone period, which is where the daylight hours drop below 10. And at that point, basically everything stops growing. So everything you see is kind of on pause because there's not enough sunshine for it to grow. And I'm going to be going through and basically doing cleanup, harvesting. You can see that we got a bunch of flower, pepper flowers that never matured. We have a bunch of little peppers that are just kind of probably not doing anything because at this point nothing's actively growing. So yeah, the main things for this week are going to be fixing stuff up. I need to fix that. Cleaning stuff up, harvesting things, taking out stuff that doesn't need to be here, and we'll see how I get on. The solar battery upgrade that we did earlier this year, first thing early in the summer, finally came back as rejected. They told us that there's too much battery storage for an indoor installation, so they want it to be moved outside the house. Which basically means that we're playing a giant game of musical everything inside the house. So the batteries are going to get moved probably out into the carport somewhere. A bunch of the stuff that we have been storing under the staircase is going to get moved up into the attic. So we've bought and we're waiting for a bunch of shelving units to arrive so that we can set those up in the attic and move things up there. All of my fermentation projects and my tinctures and everything are going to be moving to the under the stairs. And yeah, exciting stuff. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I got this put up and it looks fantastic. I'm super excited about that. I do need to backfill it with dirt. I don't think I have enough dirt left up there, so I'll probably have to order more dirt, order more mulch for sure. I need mulch. And I got my little bay tree planted. So it's tiny and it's going to take a while for anything to happen, but it's there. And I'll probably plant some other things in here too. On a whim, we went to a local nursery open house, and we fell in love with an olive tree. So this whole space may end up drastically changing. Francis has never been a super fan of this ornamental pomegranate, nor of the magnolia, because they're beautiful, but they're not, in our opinion, functional. I do know that the magnolia, you can use the flowers to make things, but at least right now I'm not doing it, and I don't think there's any functionality of the ornamental pomegranate. Could be wrong, but right now we're thinking about having somebody come out to remove both of these trees, and we'll replace it with a little olive tree. Plans subject to change. Yeah, what else? Plans for this week. Plans for future videos are that I need to get more organized and actually have a plan. So I will be transitioning to making these like welcome to the beginning of the week and actually letting you know what my plans are, because that will help me, like basically help force me to plan my week. I'm very reactive and not proactive. And one of the things I want to change is getting more proactive so that I'm not looking at plants who've sat here for like 2 weeks and I'm still waiting to get them in the ground somewhere. So priorities for this week are these plants and these plants over here who have been sitting around waiting for me to figure out what to do with them are going to get planted into something. They're either going to get planted into containers as a temporary measure or in the ground somewhere. I don't know, but they will be planted. That does mean that I have a grapevine that needs to come out here. And I had started and then failed to finish prepping a space for it. So I cleared out this is the access to the drainage system that goes out to the gutter. And with the one vine planted over there and the other vine planted over there, I picked kind of this middle section, and I will basically carve out a little area and my grapevine will go here. And then further down, I'll still be putting like probably another grapevine between those and another grapevine between these, because I have another grapevine way over there. So yeah, priorities for this week are planting all the plants, which includes that grapevine, doing general cleanup. Like we have stuff like this all over the place, up in the garden, out here. So I want to go around with my wheelbarrow and just like clean. Like I took all of the minus the stuff I can't reach yet. I took all of the ivy off, so like that needs to get cleaned up. I'm gonna need to do a ton of work out in here to try to find spaces for the batteries to go. So yeah, I think that's basically it for this week. I didn't really know what to leave you with, so I thought I'd walk up here and leave you with the sunset, but it's not a very good sunset right now. So anyway, that is all I have for this week. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you next week. Bye.